What, are we going now?
Yeah.
Oh, God. You always do that.
I've been going for 3 minutes.
You always do. You better edit this out.
I edit them.
You see, I know. Welcome to the Nick's Boots from Start to Finish podcast. I am Shuyler Mao, and I'm joined here by Michael Hunter the 7th. Thank you. Yeah, it's a long line of Michael Hunters.
It is.
Well, there's probably a lot of Michael Hunters out there.
There are.
Yeah.
There are a bunch.
I'm like a little jealous of your name. I have a dumb name.
Whatever.
I'm Shuyler, Shuyler, Skyler. Like,
I don't know, man.
Mikey. I mean, that's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's easy.
Yeah, it's great.
It's simple.
It's great. Kelsey's got. Would you say you're the unusual Kelsey?
What do you mean?
Well, not your personality. I'm talking about the spelling, the spelling of your name.
No, I would consider that like the most common.
Okay, I don't know because we have one without the
Which
two
is the first
with a
time
single
I've ever
E.
seen it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I've seen my spelling a couple times, and IE at the
Sales
end
floor,
also.
Kelsey? Spells it different than your name?
Yeah.
Really?
Kelsy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Kelsey.
It's very confusing.
Huh.
Yeah. It helps on Slack though.
I kind of wonder are duplicate are names a protected class? First names. Don't answer that. Okay. So what's been going on, Mike?
Just hammering them out, man.
Yeah.
We're just trying to keep up
Yeah.
with demand.
Yeah.
It's a full-time job.
We were doing well there for a bit.
We were?
Yeah.
We've had some
We've had the retirements. That was a bummer.
we've had some retirements,
Yeah.
so there's a
Congratulations to those
yeah,
people.
absolutely.
But we will miss them.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I know. Long time.
Such a
Yeah. We had 2 employees that worked for us for, I think it was 19 years. They had their last day at the end of November. We did a little party and gifts and very bittersweet.
Yep.
But wish them well and hope they have a lot of fun and have a long time, not working. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. It was great working with them. Yeah, it's been busy. We've been really just trying to ramp up production, as you know.
Yeah.
What else? Anything hitting the Stitcher lately?
well,
It's weird.
No, I think the thing that's exciting for me is my Padawan apprentice.
Yeah, so going to bring
is
that up.
taking off, man. He's
Yep.
really picking that up. Really taking a lot of pressure off of me.
Yep.
Not that I don't love to run the Soul Stitcher, but I'm sure there's other things that I can be of help.
Yeah.
In other departments. And
Absolutely.
So on and so forth. But yeah, no, Alan's doing really well.
Can you sew?
Can I sew?
Yeah.
I
think we may have figured out the next phase of your career.
No, we haven't. That's not going to happen.
Okay.
Not even going to try.
Okay. He can stitch, but he can't sew. Okay. Yeah, no, Mike, we're up to two soul stitchers now, which is
It's really great.
kind of crazy. Yeah.
Because it'll help us ease into the next levels that we need to get to.
Yep.
So now I just need to train one more so I can replace myself.
Yeah.
And then I was telling Kelsey earlier, then I can just walk around the shop with a wizard hat on.
Well, you could just I think you could go around inspecting. You'd be our QC guy.
That's kind of my
inspecting.
That's my dream.
Well, you have such a soft touch with everybody, like you're really just
Gentle.
friendly, gentle,
Yes.
not abrasive at all.
No, never.
Yeah. No. No.
Never.
I think that would be great. But no, that would be cool. But yeah, so we're up to more capacity on the Soul Stitcher. Now we just got to get more capacity on the sewing line, really.
Sewing.
That's
always well, I shouldn't say always, but
it's mostly
it can
been a
be
bottleneck.
mostly the backup.
Yeah.
Is in the upper department. It's a very not everybody can do that.
Yep.
It's a highly skilled position.
Yep.
That we fill, and if you're doing 25 or 30 pair a week or a day rather, it's not it's not hard. 2 or 3 people. But when we're kicking it into high gear, we need a big crew over there.
Yep.
And unfortunately, turnover.
You're saying 2 or 3 people can do.
I mean, back in the day,
Yeah.
back in the old days, yeah.
Wow.
We had probably at the most, I think in the old days, like we were doing like 40 pair a day. We had maybe 4 or 5 full time.
Okay.
So
Must have been maybe simpler.
well, we didn't.
Product mix
Yeah,
standpoint.
I mean, we didn't. We didn't have all of the
Yeah.
options that we have now.
Yep.
I mean, it's pretty. It is an oversimplification for me to say that
Yep.
because of the different styles of boots that we make now. Nevertheless, yeah,
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We're getting there, and we'll get there. We're also
Absolutely.
kind of probably about 7 boots away from, I would say, our cutting capacity. So that will be interesting. I'll have to get more cutters.
Yep.
Problem is, folks, we're kind of running out of room and electrical capacity for, so hydraulic presses are one of the more power hungry of the machines we use. And
definitely.
they're usually 3-phase, 240, and really need very specific hookups. Some machines you can get away with double plugs going into one, or even transformers or something like that, but definitely not with these guys.
Nope.
So, so we are working on that. That's a project with the renovation to improve the electrical capacity. So it's a major driver of why we're doing that, actually. So we'll talk about a few of the things we're working on, a few of the things that are happening. So Brandle, of course, that's picking up steam. Thanks to all of you who placed your order for that. We're having more boots go through kind of as we speak, so we can get more photography and make it a little easier, a little more clear for people to understand what they're about to get with the different colors and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You've worked on a few of those.
Yep.
What are you thinking
Like
about
just
the boot?
overall in general?
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty badass shoe.
Yeah.
I really like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like working on all the boots, but I like to I like doing stuff that is a little more creative, maybe.
Yeah.
A little more specialized.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
So I think it's a pretty unique product. I mean, it may look similar to some of the other of those types of shoes that are on the market, but what we do is pretty impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got some unique features and touches, and I don't know that it is that similar to a lot of the things that are out there. I'm sure there's it's still going on a
there's some
foot,
things that
right?
are similar.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, there's definitely some unique.
it's pretty unique. I mean, it's being all handmade. It's really done with all. Not that we don't take extra care with all of the boots that we make, but a Brandle is going to be just another level of craftsmanship.
Yeah, well, it is. It is absolutely.
So.
It's. Yeah, I mean, it was really to showcase what you guys can do.
Yeah.
We've got people who've been doing this for a really long time and are extremely skilled, and why not give them an opportunity to kind of showcase that? And,
Yeah. Actually, I probably shouldn't even say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Lucas is asking me some questions about some other stuff that is it possible to even make it more unique and special? So I'm kicking it around. We're talking about it. We'll see. I might try something.
I mean, it's also, I agree, and that's cool. It is like to challenge us as well, and some of the things, there's knowledge out there that doesn't necessarily apply to, our kind of Nick's boots.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you had the idea of letting it sits on the last for 3 days.
Yep.
Right. To let the glue kind of sit and give it
And
a little
everything
more uniform.
when you leave the shoe on the shoe last on the mold, the longer you can leave it on there, the better. The leather has memory.
Yeah.
So it's going to retain that shape just that much more,
Yep.
the longer we can leave it alone,
Yep.
if you will.
Yeah, it's just one reason. I mean,
Yeah.
most shoes are on lasts for hours.
Sure.
Whereas the Knicks are on for at least a day.
Oh, yeah.
But the Brandle will be on for 3 days, and it's just like one of the many things that is why it costs as much as it does, because obviously if it's on the last, it's not moving. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not being worked on.
Well,
So
it's a special
yep.
product.
Yep.
So
I need to talk to Andrew after this about the Delta Arch insert, but we're going to get that going. I'm really hoping we can get that available at least in January, maybe sooner. I know he's under the gun a little bit in the boot making department to kind of keep the numbers up, but
he's a busy boy. We've had a little bit of turnover, so actually, it's kind of exciting for me as my son has moved.
The retirement was out of.
So my son has moved into the shoemaking department, so that's exciting for me.
Yeah, Gibson is awesome. It's a godsend, man.
Yeah,
He's a really
super talented,
really great
guy.
Yep.
He's just always been a craftsman ever since he was about 15.
Yep.
He's done a lot of great stuff. I think he's going to make an excellent shoemaker.
Yep.
So
yeah, well, I hope we can keep it interesting and progress him along, and these people, a lot of pressure on me to make sure they're feeling appreciated and engaged. But we will do that. So there was some controversy over the weekend. So we the Big and Tall store. So we segregated a number of options into a separate section of the website for basically sizes over 12 and a half or so. Now, like the long-term plan, and this is something we're working on, I think it will be possible in the near future. We will have like conditional formatting on the product pages so that if you do select a certain sole, only certain sizes will be available with that. But that's just something we've got to do. And so in the meantime, we've kind of put everything over a certain size in its own section, and that I understand that's kind of annoying, and it's disappointing to have a larger foot and be like, oh, why can't I get this? But problem, Mikey, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, the problem that we run into is that we only have certain sizes available to us from the manufacturer that we purchase the parts from.
Yep.
So if we get an order for a boot that is extremely large, and extremely large can be a 12 and a half, but if it's an F width, it kicks you into a completely different category.
Yeah.
So,
especially with certain options.
Yeah, it's just certain soles, certain options that are available to kind of everybody else.
Yeah,
aren't necessarily available to us.
And it's not like an inventory dollar standpoint.
It has nothing to do with that.
They're just literally not available.
Yeah, I mean, if we can't cover the bottom of your shoe,
yep.
With the sole that you desire.
Yeah, I was really surprised by this. Like I was talking, we obviously have a relationship with Vibram, and I was talking to them about this, and they just don't have the widths that we really need to offer, to accommodate those larger sizes.
The problem that everybody's going to have, unfortunately, is if we go through history of sales, and you find excuse me, how many size 15 shoes have you sold in the last 20 years?
Yes,
it's going to be
pretty low,
minimal comparatively to a 10D or So, unfortunately, there's a discriminatory part of it that we can't control.
Yep.
It's out of our hand.
Yeah. And so we are going to address this. I think we will have a solution. I've mentioned this online, but we will have a solution for like the blown stuff, the wedges and that sort of thing. But for rubber, I don't have a great answer. The long-term thing you might do is you could order sheets of this material and then literally die cut it out.
Yeah.
I don't know how hard or easy that is on the dies or on the presses with rubber. I'm assuming
Yeah,
it's relatively
we
straightforward.
probably have to just retool a little bit because it's
Yeah.
going to be a little bit different process than cutting leather.
Well, and also, I mean, the sheets for a lug are going to be much tougher than,
Oh, boy.
something with a constant pattern through it,
Right.
like I don't know, 430 or whatever. So, it's a tough challenge on the rubber side, and I feel bad about it.
It was a difficult decision to make. Lucas asked me several times what I thought, and I just said, well, rather than sell something to somebody and then on the back end have to call them when their boots are they're hoping their boot's going to ship anytime, then we have to call them and have them to make a split second decision on a change
your sole, man, sorry.
Then maybe we need to load that on the front end and just say, look, unfortunately it's just not something we want to do, but it's just it is what it is right now. But we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure out a solution.
We are doing a deal with Butterscotch, which is a store in Los Angeles. I encourage anyone in the area to check them out. We will be doing a kind of limited run on a boot with them. It's a black waxed flesh with kind of a unique sole combination. It's a very good looking boot. Tommy down there does a great job. Do encourage you guys to check that out. He does have some inventory, so you can check it out, and then we'll start rolling those out to him in mass here fairly shortly. So again, if you're in the Los Angeles area, you get a chance to kind of go and see that. And
that's cool. That's the first I've heard of that. So that's exciting.
Just happened.
Far out.
So one question, I'm going to get to the questions. One question from Reddit. Any plans on offering Vibram Arctic Grip outsoles to go with new insulated options? It's a good question. We have had Arctic Grip in the past. We stopped offering it because it's not particularly durable. And it breaks down very quickly. And I think that's kind of the trade-off with, having the extra traction and that softer material that lets it grip a little better. I don't have any imminent plans on that. No, we don't have any imminent plans on that, but it's a solid suggestion. I think,
it's probably something we should at least consider.
Yeah. You do have to be aware that they just don't last quite as long. But maybe that's okay. But it's a good idea, and we will take that into consideration. Maybe they have really wide
maybe they do.
Arctic Grip.
Maybe they do.
Really doubt it.
I doubt it too.
Yeah, it's weird. It's the lugs are kind of the easiest to work with and have the biggest width, and then V-bar. And then
the 430s
430s are shockingly not, even considering like how ubiquitous they are and how,
I think
crazy, it's the signature sole.
I think the thing it initially was actually created for a cowboy boot style. So a pointier toe. So the mold that they make them with, it's much narrower through like the little toe, big toe area. It narrows pretty quickly. And that's why we have a problem with like safety toes. It doesn't even have to be an extremely large size.
Right.
But anything that's wider, like if it comes from the shank area in the ball and then it grows, 430 is going to be really tough to get to cover. So it's just kind of the way it was initially made.
Yeah. I'm sad, but we'll figure it out. We're going to get it. We're going to get it going.
Yep.
All right, Kelsey, you got anything? Any questions?
Nope.
Comments?
Nope.
Observations? Well, thanks for being here, Mike.
Hey,
Kelsey,
man.
great job
Every
as
time.
always. Listeners, thanks for listening.
We love you, Kelsey.
And please
You're awesome.
leave a review. We'd love it, especially if you like it.
Thanks for your business, guys.
Thanks, guys.
We
Appreciate
really
it.
appreciate you.
We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Adios.
How was my breathing this time? Was it better?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. All right. I'm asking Kelsey to give me real-time feedback on the noises I make.
pretty cool, Patagucci.
Thank you.